Hey fam, how's it going? Speed Duel Bro here, and in today's video we have Spellproof Armor. And just so you know, this was a deck request, so if you feel like it fam, throw those deck requests my way and I'll try to do what I can, okay? So anyways, let's continue. Let's go. For the skill card we have Spellproof Armor, and then for the monster lineup we've got 3 Ally of Justice Colossus, 3 Mechanical Chaser, 2 Blowback Dragon, and 1 Jinzo. And then for the spells we have 3 Soul Exchange, 2 Allure of Darkness, 2 Offerings to the Doomed, and 3 Book of Moon. And then for the trap, 1 Justy Break. And by the way fam, this deck has been adjusted to the January 2023 ban list, okay? Just FYI. How to win / strategies. Now before we go over the game plan fam, I just want us to review one card, and it's the skill card Spellproof Armor. And just so you know, this skill has been errataed. So the current errata, it reads: activate this skill during your main phase and apply the following. Machine normal monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's spell cards or effects. While you control no monsters, you can normal summon machine normal monsters with 1 less tribute. If you have a non-machine monster on your field or graveyard, flip this card over. This skill can only be used once per duel. Alright, now that we've reviewed the skill card, let's move on to the strategy. So the main strategy for this deck is very simple, yet extremely effective, and that's because due to Spellproof Armor, it will allow our normal monsters to be unaffected by the opponent's spell cards and their effects. So basically, we're ignoring the spell aspect of Yu-Gi-Oh! And that right there can be a complete nightmare for the opponent. And what makes this deck very appealing fam is that anytime when a new ban list is announced, the meta gets reshaken or redefined again, and this deck right here is a very safe go-to choice because it applies instant offensive pressure, and the fact that again we can ignore the spell aspect of Yu-Gi-Oh! It gives the opponent trouble. And so when we're talking about the possibility of the new meta, as you can see in the limited list, in the limited 3 section, Floodgate Trap Hole was hit. So just with that alone, we will be seeing the rise of battle traps. And recently, the skill of Joey, the I'm just gonna attack, it takes care of battle traps. So this is why we went with this lineup of Offerings to the Doomed and Book of Moon. We're gonna be safe from that Joey skill. But again fam, this is just to reiterate that the Spellproof Armor deck, it's a very good choice when the meta is being redefined. So really fam, what we're looking to do with this deck is we are going to take control of the field with our invincible or untouchable machine normal monsters. And what I really like about this deck is that if the opponent has some super strong monster that we can't deal with, well, just Soul Exchange it away, either for another Colossus or Blowback Dragon and Jinzo. And just imagine that fam, if we can get Jinzo and a Colossus out on the field, double trouble for the opponent, and that should be game from there, because now they can't use their spell cards and their trap cards. So this deck is just pure offense fam. And then this face down card right here, which is Justy Break. This is just me being me fam, just the spicy tech because we run 6 normal monsters, so why not throw in a Justy Break for extra spice and surprise. Card analysis. The skill card Spellproof Armor, in my humble opinion, one of the best skill cards ever made. The fact that you can ignore an aspect of Yu-Gi-Oh! Enough said. And then we play 3 Clausolis and the 3 Mechanical Chaser because these are the 2 normal monsters that benefit most from the skill card. And plus, the fact that these guys are very good attackers, instant offensive pressure right off the bat. And then we play the 2 Blowback Dragon, just overall good support for this deck because it's a dark attribute and a machine type, and we'll get into the dark attribute in a little bit. But the fact that Blowback Dragon is a machine, Spellproof Armor is going to stay active. And by the way fam, if you haven't noticed already, all of the monsters in this deck are machines and dark attribute. And as you all know, with Blowback Dragon's effect, we can potentially pop a card on the opponent's side of the field, which will help us take control of the field even more. And then we play 1 Jinzo because that's all we're allowed, and everybody knows just how powerful and impactful Jinzo is. And then we play the 3 Soul Exchange, which is another good card for this deck because we run 6 Tribute monsters. And don't forget fam, even though that we can summon Clausolis for free through the skill card, if the opponent has a monster that we just can't get over or some pesky face down monster they have, well, we can just Soul Exchange it away and summon another Clausolis. So there's that utility there. And then we play 2 Allure of Darkness, only 2 because that's what we're allowed per the ban list, and the fact that all of our monsters are dark attribute, so why not have a draw engine for some added consistency. And then we play the 2 Offerings to the Doom and the 3 Book of Moon. As mentioned earlier fam, I'm predicting with the meta being redefined, we may see the rise of battle traps or that Joey skill card. So Offerings to the Doom and Book of Moon is going to help us navigate through that, especially through the Joey skill card. And what I like most about these particular quick play spell cards fam is that with Offerings to the Doom, we can destroy the opponent's monster at any time of our choosing. You know, draw phase, standby phase, main phase, battle phase, end phase, doesn't matter. And then with Book of Moon, you already know, as mentioned in my previous videos, Book of Moon is universal utility at its finest. We can dodge the opponent's back row or we can shut down the opponent's monster. Can't go wrong with Book of Moon if you have room for it in your deck. And then we play the 1 copy of Justy Break. As you know fam, I have this tendency to always sprinkle in a little tech surprise just because I love the element of surprise. I love catching my opponents off guard, but reasonably we run 6 vanillas, so why not, right? But if you really wanted this deck to have a little more or the best consistency, you can take out the Justy Break, either put in that 3rd copy of Offerings to the Doom or any other card of your choice. You know, you can go with Widespread Ruin just so you can have extra defense. Anything really, it's all up to you. And now fam, it's time for the moment of truth. Where does this deck rank on the power scale? In my humble opinion, this deck is competitive. Now the reason why I say this deck is competitive fam is because we are able to ignore the spell aspect of Yu-Gi-Oh! And anytime we can ignore one of the 3 aspects, you know, spell, traps, and effect monsters, if we can ignore one of them, oh, it's already considerably, the game is already in our favor. And not only that, this deck is very good at taking control of the board because we are able to apply instant offensive pressure right off the bat. You know, combine that high offense with being unaffected by the opponent's spell cards. That's pretty hard to get around. And we also have a draw engine, which helps speed up the deck a bit more. But again fam, this deck has a very good general matchup against most of the other decks out there. That's why this is a very good go-to choice when the meta is being redefined, in my humble opinion anyways. So to reiterate this deck's strengths, we have good offensive pressure, able to ignore the opponent's spell cards, and then just good board control. This is what makes this deck competitive, in my eyes. So there you go fam, that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please feel free to hit the like button because it helps me out a lot. And if you haven't already subscribed to me, your Speed Duel bro, you're more than welcome to subscribe because 2 things. 1, I always play to win and I'll teach you how to win. And no matter what the power level of the deck is, be it casual, semi-competitive, or competitive, we're gonna do our best to win this thing. And 2, if you love speed duels, I'm sure you'll love me too, your Speed Duel bro. Alright fam, that's it for now, and again, I just want to point out that this was a deck request, and I'm always happy to fulfill those requests, so fam, don't be shy in the comments section if you want to see a particular deck from me. Speed Duel bro at your service. But anyways fam, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.